He flew 12 hours, touched down in Milan, and hiked up the side of a halfpipe with a camera in his hands. Myles Garrett, the man who just broke the NFL sack record and won Defensive Player of the Year unanimously, stood in the Italian snow and waited for his girlfriend to drop in. She landed a 90.25, the best qualifying score of the day. He caught the whole run on video. She smiled. He smiled. The internet melted in the way it always does when two attractive famous people exist in the same frame. Then the question started. How did Myles Garrett and Chloe Kim meet? When did it happen? Who made the first move? How did an NFL defensive end and an Olympic snowboarder even cross paths? Here is the answer nobody seems to want. May 2025, Tokyo, Japan. The Crunchyroll Anime Awards. That is it. No blind date. No setup by mutual friends. No elaborate origin story involving a chance encounter at a coffee shop or a swipe right on an app neither of them probably uses. They just showed up at the same event, dressed up, posed for photos, and left together. But here is the part of the story we keep skipping over. Chloe Kim had no idea who he was. She grew up in a Korean household that did not watch American sports. Her dad watched golf and tennis. She knew Tom Brady and LeBron James. That was the extent of her athletic knowledge. So when she met a 6'4", 272-pound defensive end who had just been the first overall pick in the NFL draft, she did not see a superstar. She saw a guy, a kind guy apparently, someone she later described as one of the genuinely kindest people she has ever met. That is not how these stories usually go. Usually, the famous person meets the other famous person, and they bond over the mutual exhaustion of being recognized in public. Usually, they trade war stories about contract and injuries and the loneliness of hotel rooms on the road. But Kim did not know any of that. She just knew him. And somehow, that makes this whole thing feel less like a celebrity power couple announcement and more like two people who actually like each other. Garrett flew to Italy 12 hours after his Super Bowl media obligations ended. He sat in the snow, framed shots of his girlfriend spinning 1080s above the pipe, and told reporters she is going to do it. She is the best. Kim, meanwhile, scolded him on Instagram for forgetting the sunscreen she bought him. She posted a photo of herself touching his face and wrote, "Me scolding him for not bringing the sunscreen I bought him. This is what support looks like. Not red carpets and coordinated press releases, sunscreen lectures and 12-hour flights, and a man with a camera who cannot stop smiling." So why are we so obsessed with the origin story? Why do we need to know the exact moment, the exact venue, the exact words exchanged when two strangers become something more? Maybe because we believe that if we know how it started, we can predict how it ends. We want a timeline. We want evidence. We want proof that this is real and not just another Hollywood mirage. But the origin story is the least interesting part. What matters is what happened after. What matters is Kim showing up at a Browns game in November, standing on the sideline, watching her boyfriend chase the quarterback she had never heard a year earlier. What matters is Garrett breaking the sack record and her Instagram story congratulating him before most of the sports world even finished writing the headlines. What matters is two people at the absolute peak of their physical powers choosing, over and over, to prioritize each other. They met at an anime award ceremony in Tokyo. It was random. It was unscripted. It was a kind of collision that only happens when two people who live most of their lives inside arenas and halfpipes accidentally wander into the same room at the same time. That is not a fairy tale. That is just life. But here is what makes it worth paying attention to. She did not know who he was. She did not care. She met him, liked him, and decided that was enough. No wonder the internet cannot stop searching. We are all looking for someone who sees us the way Chloe Kim saw Myles Garrett. Not as a resume or a highlight reel. Just a person. And maybe that is the real story here. Not how they met, but how she met him without knowing anything except that he seemed kind. That is not a meet cute. That is a blueprint.